Hey everyone, Jag Taggart 93 here, playing some Daikatana in the background there, and I just want to talk a little bit about the Toys R Us news. I found out a few days ago that Toys R Us was liquidating its US and UK operations, and I was really surprised. I mean, I know retail hasn't been doing so hot in America, in, the States, but I thought Toys R Us would hold on a bit longer. I mean, heck, Sears is still around. Granted, Sears isn't doing great, but Sears and Kmart haven't been doing great for years, and yet they're still kind of hanging around. And I thought if they would be hanging around for a while, Toys R Us would definitely have a shot. Especially since you think of how media is tailored to young people so heavily these days, you'd think that this would be another glory period for toys, but I guess not. I've heard a lot of people say that Toys R Us has gotten very pricey over the years, and I can understand that. The economy hasn't been great within the last decade, and the price points can hurt. And of course, there's more competition too from Walmart and Target, and competition from online retailers as well. But even so, I was surprised to find out that Toys R Us wasn't doing so great. A few days ago, I actually visited my local Toys R Us and was surprised. Actually, I saw a lot of people there. It seemed like it was pretty busy. But yeah, when I was there too, I picked up a really sweet Nightmare on Elm Street 2 figure. The selection of merchandise was pretty good too. I did notice though their Babies R Us section was very barren. But I remember that not really being a huge thing. I mean, well, it was. I mean, they pushed it really hard. But I remember that section always looking kind of Spartan, even when I was a kid. Now, speaking of when I was a kid, one of my favorite Toys R Us memories was years ago. I got a straight A's on my report card, and my dad said that he would get me anything I wanted at Toys R Us. And I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted a Virtual Boy. So we go to the store, and they had a Virtual Boy kiosk set up, and I thought it'd be really cool to, play a little bit of it before I actually asked my dad to get it for me. So I'm playing it, and the game in the unit is Red Alert. Red Alert is this spaceflight combat type game. It looks and plays a lot like Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. And well, the gameplay is similar to Star Fox, but the how it actually looks is very different. So imagine Star Fox and SNES and replace the polygonal graphics with Vectrex type wireframes. And of course it's red and black, so black background, red wireframe textures, and well, not even textures, just wireframe. And there you go. And yeah, I was really disappointed. The Virtual Boy was marketed as a portable virtual reality console. At least it was presented that way to us. So I'll be honest. I mean, when I talk about the Virtual Boy now, and people are like, "Yeah, of course it was red and black." At the time, we really didn't know that for certain. The magazines did show gameplay footage, and yes, it did appear all red and black. However, it was marketed as this, this huge innovation. So I thought it would be, a little bit more color, but no. So after playing that, I changed my mind real quick. I was like, wow, I kind of want Star Fox, and that's actually what I got that day. I got Star Fox from Nintendo, and did not get Virtual Boy that day. So that was that was interesting. And going to Toys R Us was always fun though as a kid too. Even if I didn't get anything, it was just always fun to really browse. Some of my favorite things I did get though did come from Toys R Us, like my Legend of Zelda 2 cartridge that came from Toys R Us. I remember getting Final Fantasy 7 as well from Toys R Us. I actually have always been a huge Sega fanboy, and actually did get a Saturn way before I ever got a PlayStation. I didn't even think about getting a PlayStation until Final Fantasy 7 was coming out, and the rest is history. I think I'm not alone there. I think a lot of people started paying attention to the PlayStation once Final Fantasy 7 hit the shelves. It was a big deal. I even remember the clerk giving me my copy of Final Fantasy 7. Just his demeanor was just so proud, like as if he knew he was making my childhood. He knew he was doing a good thing that day. And that kind of stuck with me. So I remember, when I got into retail and I was working at the video game counter, I always took it very seriously, my job, and I always wanted to do what was right by the customer. Well, with mixed results. I do remember once saving some childhood out there. Mom came in, wanted Superman 64. I talked her out of it and convinced her to get Super Smash Bros. Instead. That was a good thing. And I also remember sometimes kind of screwing up too, telling people when the PS2 came out, don't get it, get a Dreamcast. Again, I was a Sega fanboy. I kind of was in the wrong there. I admit that, but yeah. Now, for a short time, I actually did work at Toys R Us as well, and I remember working there, and we were strictly ordered to make sure we check IDs for Grand Theft Auto 3. I didn't always do that because I got Grand Theft Auto 3 when I was 15. No, 16 actually. Yeah, I was 16 when I got it. But no, actually, was I 17? Either way, I was underage. I remember that. It was a year or 2 years underage, but I still got it because I worked there and it didn't really matter. So usually if people were asking for Grand Theft Auto 3 or a game like that, granted there weren't too many games like that at that time, but you know what I mean. If they at least looked they were kind of in the ballpark of being over 17, I would say, okay, fine. Until one day when this kid came in. He was about half my size, and at the time I was about 17, so about half my size. Looked like he was about 5 or 6, maybe 12 at the most, a really short 12-year-old. And I just remember him asking me, and I'm quoting, "Yo, I want Grand Theft Auto 3." He started with "Yo." And I'm like, alright, are you kidding me? I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, kid. Can I get some, do you have your parent around here, or can I see some form of ID? So I ask, and I'm kind of waiting for the parent to come on in. Maybe. But no, this little 12-year-old, whatever, starts cursing me out. Yeah, F you, pointing at me and just shouting out. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, wow. Little did I know that age would be the key demographic of M-rated games in the future of Call of Duty and whatnot. So, yeah. I also remember, too, working at Toys R Us and my coworkers one day finding out that I didn't know how to ride a bike. So as we were cleaning the store, they very nicely agreed to help me learn how to ride a bike. They started me at one of the bikes with the training wheels and moved me up to ones without training wheels, and heavy pedal and let go so I could pedal on my own down the store in the aisle. And of course then they amped it up. They actually started making these small ramps for me to jump off of, which yeah, I remember falling on my side a lot, but I didn't care, whatever. I remember also too, we had our assistant manager on. I think her name was Jane or something like that. But anyway, our assistant manager was on, and she was the one assistant manager that I think every retail store has, the one who kowtows a little too much to what the employees want and wants to be seen as the cool employee. And I hate to say it now, but I think we kind of took advantage of that. So she knew we were goofing off and not cleaning the store, and remember she got a lot of hell for that the next day when the store was a disaster area. I do feel kind of bad about that. But yeah, anyway, those are some of my memories about Toys R Us. I'm really sad to see it go. A lot of great times there. Picked up a lot of great games there, and yeah, I'm kind of anxious to see what'll fill the void. Will it be a Walmart? Will it be Target? Will that be the key thing to go to? I also feel bad for teens as well who are looking to get their first retail, their first job experience. A lot of that would be retail. But with retail stores closing, there's few and fewer opportunities for teens to get that employment experience. So they have to, go to a Walmart, Target, or a food industry or something like that. Well, yeah. And that's really about it. Thank you all for watching. I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. I hope you had as much fun listening as I did talking. Thanks, and have a good one.